Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm Wayne, I'm an alcoholic, and this is One Sober to Another. If you lost your family today because you're out of control, if you lost your car today because you crashed it in a drunken binge, if you lost everything that you have, to include every bit of money that you had to your name, would a drink help? That's today's daily reflection for January 18th, 2021. Let's go. All right, before we roll into it, one shout out for Ivan Moody of Five Finger Death Punch. He hit me up today on Twitter and he followed me and I followed him back. I think that's an amazing thing. I don't know if he followed me because he wants to know more about One Sober to Another or because I annoyed him enough on Instagram. I don't know. I'm not a freaking Death Stalker like crazy fan. I do dig his music and I do dig the passion in which he commits to it, as well as all the real talk on Instagram TV that he be posting like all the time. Also, one shout out to Dinah Armstrong. She's not doing too hot. If you know her or if you have any compassion for anybody who still suffers, throw some love her way and let her know that we support her by dropping a hashtag Let's Go Dinah right there on the bottom so she can see it. Let's get into today's daily reflection. By going back in our own drinking histories, we could show that years before we realize it, we were out of control, that our drinking, even then, was no mere habit, that it was indeed the beginning of a fatal progression. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 25. When I was still drinking, I couldn't respond to any of life's situations the way other, more healthy people could. The smallest incident triggered a state of mind that believed I had to have a drink to numb my feelings. But the numbing did not improve the situation. So I sought further escape into the bottle. Today, I must be aware of my alcoholism. I cannot afford to believe that I have gained control of my drinking, or again, I will think I have gained control of my life. Such a feeling of control is fatal to my recovery. A whole lot in there, folks, and the way I want to talk about this is that when I got out of rehab, and some of you have heard this before, so I'm not going to try to drive along the same thing. So I thought I had my drinking under control. I thought I wrapped it all up in rehab while I was there. This is a kind of a quick story. So there was a train station that I had to go to back and forth from Ansbach, Germany to where I live now. And I had to take the train because I had no car, because guess what, folks? I drank that. And at this train station, they always sold a lot of beer. And it was readily available, and almost anybody could get it without any kind of ID. And nobody there knew who I was. So for years, what I would do is every time I got back from home, I would go to this store. I would purchase 2 6-packs. I would put them in my little backpack that I always stocked with beer. And then I would get in a taxi, go home, and immediately start drinking while I ordered the next, you could call it the next round, but it was like the next 18. Anyway, so I did this for years and years and years. The same routine, back and forth, and on. Even though I had done all this work in rehab, I've done everything that I thought I could do in order to make my drinking more manageable. The first trip that I had to take by train, I went home. I had a good time, spent time with my family. It was great. We enjoyed each other. And then I had to go back. And right when I got to that train station, folks, there it was, staring at me. Come and get me. The 6 packs of beer started actually talking to me, saying, come on, man. It's not that big a deal. We can do this. And there I was, 6 in the back. 6 more ready to go. I got home. Little did I know, boom, I'm drunk and I'm right back to square one, folks. Done all this work in rehab. And you know, I thought that if I had that under control, I could have everything else under control. And I had zero control of that, folks. That's all it took for me. Boom. And I was right back to zero. So I had a couple of routes, right? I could have just drank more about it and beat myself to a pulp. Instead, I called a buddy of mine who was sober at the time. I said, look, man, I just hit the bottle again, and I need you to come over and help me out, bro. And so he did. My buddy came out and he helped me out. He helped me dump the rest of it. And it's a hard thing to see. So the whole point about this is that I thought for an instant that I could control my drinking, right? That immediately put the rest of my life out of control. And the way it applies to today's daily reflection is there's a whole lot of stressors in our lives, especially now, folks, for you at home, dealing with having to be home based off of the pandemic and the lockdowns that are global and everything else. There are stressors that you didn't experience quite as much before, and now they're like right up in your face. Let me ask you this, and you can put your answer down below. Would a drink help, or would it make it worse? Because for an alcoholic like me, that one drink turns into a lifetime that I have to try to get back to my sobriety and to what keeps me well. I don't know what this means for you, but feel free to drop your comments so someone else can get some of that. When I was still drinking, I couldn't respond to any of life's situations any other way. I couldn't, folks. If my day was good, I drank. If my day was bad, I drank. If I had a confrontation, guess what I did? I definitely drank. If I got promoted, I drank. If I woke up, success, I drank. That's how I dealt with my life. And that's what led me to this channel, folks, is one sober to another, right? I had to go through this journey in order to get sober. And I now know that nothing I do with a drink is going to help solve any problem that is right now and happening in this moment, or any problem that's way back when that I still can't do anything about, except make amends where I can without injuring myself or other people. Do what I can on a daily basis to pay service to other folks like you, and drive through in my recovery, reaching out to folks if I need help. Even if I don't need help, just to talk about how my day is going, which I do right here in the Daily Reflections. I just want to say that you do not have to try to solve your problems with a bottle. If you're an alcoholic like me, you do not have to pick up that first drink. Feel free to reach out, and if you have to shoot me a DM or a PM or an EM or a DM or FM, I don't know, one of those M's, shoot me one of those at Instagram, Twitter, or at one sober to another on Instagram, Twitter, or Reddit, and I will definitely get back to you, folks. And you know, my love's out there for folks who are struggling, and you know, sobriety is not a instant deal. It takes work, and it takes consistency, and it takes reaching out and talking to other alcoholics or addicts to get you where you need to be, so to speak, because only an alcoholic or an addict can understand each other, and those are the best people to help each other in recovery. Of course, get a sober one to go with a non-sober one. That's kind of the best way that works. So I don't know. I hope you guys have a good day. Life's a garden. Dig it. Let me know what you think about today's Daily Reflections in the comments below. Drop a like for this video so it stays in circulation. Guess what, folks? I'm going to see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.